Ho, 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 ho! And Merry Christmas to all viewers of Vapor Trails TV. My name is Saint Dawn, and this is the Haze Hour. Yes, indeed, it's that time of year one more time. The time when there are but 3 or 4 or 5 more sleeps until Christmas, depending on where in the world you are and whether or not you're an insomniac. Ha 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 ha. You may have noticed a slight error at the top of the show as the title's played in incorrectly. This often happens on the Haze Hour, you know. In fact, it happens more often than you might think, and not just on the Haze Hour, but also, would you believe, on VT Talk. Would you like to see some gaffs and giggles, children? What do you mean, Zorpy, he sounds too young for Santa? Cheeky monkey. Yes, bum hug. Indeed, yes, would you like to see some gaffs and giggles, children, all together now?
Yes, please, Santa.
Well, that was one of them at least. Yes, gaffs and giggles, tape number 1, beginning now.
That in years to come, I didn't see how many years, and I couldn't see how many years, but to see like a packet of cigs and an electronic version run parallel. You're doing it again, aren't you? I'm sure you're doing this deliberately.
It's always when Daz is talking.
It's only when he's on.
Are you finished with the buttons?
Yes. Carry on. Will there be strippers?
No, they're not.
Not coming.
I'll strip for you. Only in private, though.
What? Who are you offering that to, Bob?
Both of you.
Oh, God. Look at Sam's face.
I'm frightened to say anything at this point.
I didn't know anything about this either, Sav. I'm just as shocked as you are.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's going to have one of two effects. If Bob's going to be doing a strip, either everybody's going to turn up or nobody will turn
well,
up.
that's it. I'll be looking forward to seeing that thread on the forum later.
Oh my God. I want to blast it 3.7. I'm going to keep on cranking it up. See where it goes. You find the button alright? Always good, I think. I'm not doing it for you.
No.
Oh no. Why would that be? Well, it was switched off, you'd press the wrong button.
Which button did I press?
You pressed the little red one. Hang on.
No, I was pressing the other.
That's the switchy off button there. And it was switched off because I've just pressed it.
Oh well.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Amanda Holding notwithstanding.
We're not going to go on about her, are we?
No, I don't think so.
No,
We just did.
no. Yes.
Yes. If people were watching on 720 or 480, they'll have heard all of that.
Right.
Bin bags,
Talented lady. Yes.
gaffer tape.
Yes.
You do realise there are men up and down the country sitting panting now at the very idea of Amanda holding bin bags and gaffer tape.
No, I hadn't realised.
Oh,
that.
it's many man's dream, that, I'm sure. Not mine, I hasten.
No.
No, definitely not. Cheryl Cole, bin bags and gaffer tape.
Right. We better get to the subject matter, don't you think?
I don't know, I'm quite happy with Sharon bin bags and gaffer tape, if I'm to be honest. Yes, no, you're probably right. We should probably talk about electronic cigarettes.
I think so, yes.
And the wrap the tank and throat hit and bite extra and oxidised juice, holidays, podcasts and Bob's Basics, because that's everything that's on that list over there.
It's not often you reveal the agenda.
Pardon?
It's not often you reveal the agenda.
It's called a tease.
All right.
So I'm teasing, do, just a little tease. And then you play the titles in.
Right.
Your favourite part.
Yes.
The bit you really like.
Yes.
Are you ready to...
Earplugs ready, yes.
You're not going to wig out?
No.
Sometimes you do.
I'll sit through it.
You disappoint me.
1, 2, 1, 2. Pa, talk, 1, 2, 3. Hello, good evening, and welcome to vaportrails.tv. This is the Haze Hour.
Yes. Hey, we've got another packed show for you tonight. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to cram everything in.
Oh, right.
As the bishop said to the actress. There's all kinds. There's a hint. All sorts.
Yes.
We've billed it as because of a trip to Ireland, and then there's a whole load of things following on from that.
Oh, yes, your Irish experience.
Oh, yes. It was brilliant. Brilliant. But I'll tell you about that after the title, shall I?
Yes.
Now, can you remember what I showed you last week?
Oh, I'm not doing that.
We'll be back after the title. What? Well, just bang your head then.
Well, I'm clutching.
Oh, you're clutching your doodah.
Yes.
Just in case the capiffy drops off.
Yes.
Yes.
Just to prevent any buzz.
And you've got a bad back as well, haven't you?
It's a lot better now since I took a tablet.
Oh, what's that, a tablet?
Can't remember.
Galaxy Nexus 7?
Just what I was given.
All right. It's one of those, is it?
It is.
We'll play the titles, because it's about e-cigs, this.
It is,
It
yes,
is. Here we
tablets.
go. And we'll have a blast at that, but we'll have a blast after the titles. Now, I've managed to put Rachmaninoff's 9th on the titles for you tonight.
Did he write a 9th?
Damn. That was his unfinished symphony.
I just wish the viewers could see you when that's being played. You'd think you're having some sort of, fit.
I am fit.
No, fit.
Oh, you mean a seizure?
Yes, a seizure.
Seizure later.
Right.
No, I mean, if you like that kind of music, you like that kind of music. And I like that kind of music. I don't like Marmite, I don't like menthol, and I do like a bit of that.
Well, we've all got different tastes.
Indeed, we each have our cross to bear. Are you ready for this experiment anyway?
I am, yes.
We had...
Can't wait.
It came up. There you go. On Skype. It says, could you try something for me? It says, while inhaling, once in the mouth, don't take it down into your lungs, but blow it out your nostrils. He wants to see if others get the same effect as he got, and the hit literally knocked him back. That's what it says.
Right.
And the timestamp on that is 2039. Look, see, just up above me head, just up there.
Yes.
It's 2039. That was when it came in tonight. So the idea is you suck it in, but you don't breathe it down, and then you blow it out your nose.
Right.
So if you're watching this live, give it a go. If you're watching on video on demand, give it a go, and give it a. Apparently, this is supposed to. It doesn't give you throat hit. Apparently, it's supposed to give you nose hit.
I thought you were going to say that. Yes, nose hit.
Nose hit. Are we ready?
Right.
On 3, 4. I breathed in. It's not easy to do, is it? Oh yeah, that got it. Just at the bottom of your nostril, like back a bit, above your sinuses.
Aye, a little bit, yes.
Try it again. It does as well. Nose hit, as opposed to throat hit.
Does it tickle you a bit?
It does, it
Ah.
tickles. Well, that's that tickle that you're getting on the nose. That's the tickle I look for on my throat.
Right.
Getting your tonsticles
Well, I
tickled.
never look for that.
Do you not? Hang on. I'll try it with something that's got some
Oh, yes.
thrush is what it's called. Genesis atomizer. Well, it's a yes, an NGP Genesis atomizer.
Go on then.
So that's better than a tickle. Go on, I tell you.
No. That's something new.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. And there it is. Thank you very much. And we're back, which is all good. Nice to see you. To see you. No, that's Bruce's. I hope you're all having a marvellous festive season as you move towards the day when I come down your chimney. Gary Dibley, you can type what you like. It's Christmas. Have fun. And I'm watching chat just to see. And I hope you're all trying this nose exhale at home. It's wonderful stuff. Give it a go. Better than a mince pie any day. And definitely tastier than Bruno the brown-nosed reindeer's meat. Now, if you don't know about Bruno the brown-nosed reindeer, he runs second in line behind Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Second in line behind Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. That's Bruno the brown-nosed reindeer. He can run just as fast. He can't stop as quick though. That possibly is why he gets his name. Yes, Mr. Dibley, I have just seen what you wrote into chat, where you said I can come down your chimney any time. Trust me, you don't want to be Father Christmas. It's not much of a sex life. You only come once a year, and that is down a chimney. But never mind. Was that you laughing, Cat?
I'm afraid so. Sorry, I hold my hand up.
I'll let you off. It's quite fine. I don't mind at all. So yes, it's kind of a request show that we have tonight. Some requests that I've had a few times to say, can you do that again? And we've had one. Who was it said they wanted a musical episode?
Moonlit.
Moonlit. Right. That may happen. You never just know. We might all sing Christmas carols together. That would be nice, wouldn't it, children?
Yes,
Or maybe not. I tell you what, let's have a look at one of the devices that I've found to be extremely useful this year, and something that everybody should want to find in their stocking on Christmas morning. Back after this. Hello. You catch me in experimental mode. As you can see, there's a oscilloscope being run, and what I'm doing, I'm playing with a couple of Ego C twists. Well, one's an Ego C twist, and the other one I think is just an Ego twist. And what I've been doing is looking at the waveforms that these things put out. It's all connected up onto the oscilloscope via the little adapter. I've been a little bit surprised. Pressing the button, you see what looks like a straight trace, and then all of a sudden, after a little while, we get, oh, that one just cut off. This is interesting because it's varying about the place. There you go. PWM, look. Do that one again. It's so interesting, so interesting. It's got me quite bemused, it has to be said. Now that confuses me, but let's try and look at it sensibly. Press the button, it rises, it drops a little, keeps dropping, and then we go pulse modulation, and then it dies off. This is just weird. And then off. try again. It's not so much the figures that are making me think, it's what's actually happening. So we've got a flat voltage waveform which drops a little as it carries further on, and then it's dropping into PWM. Now that's with this silver one, which I must just check where it's actually meant to be from, and it's a little bit difficult to see, but it does say e-cig twist on it. So let me try a different one and see whether they're both the same. Now I think these are both from the same manufacturer. So let's try and see what happens here. Flat, flat, completely flat. Now that's set to 3.2. So now I'm gonna, actually it wasn't, that was set to 5. So here's 3.2, this is 3.2. And believe it or not, the VDC is where it ought to be. RMS is 3.28. If I turn it up as we go, oh, actually, yes, got that the wrong way around. That was 5. Here's 3.2, which is showing 2.4, 2.5. And as I turn it up, you'll see the waveform rises. This one's slightly different. That's at its lowest. Took a little while to settle. This is fresh off the charger. Right, let's turn it up to 4.0. Showing a max of 3.6 on here. And yet it's flat, right the way up to 5. And there we go. We get into pulse width modulation at its higher end. Now, I've got no idea what's causing that, but I just thought it was interesting. I was just sitting down checking this stuff out to see what was going on, and I just thought that was a little bit interesting. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I've been using this e-cig twist for a week or two, and I've just bought 2 more for my darling wife to use, and for me to use. I like them a lot. I think they're a damn good move into variable voltage, or in my case turn it up as high as it'll go and leave it there. But yes, I just wanted to have a look to see what the trace was like, and that's quite taken me aback, I must say. But yeah, I mean, lovely piece of kit. They're working really nicely. The 650 milliamp hour one is good. The control on it is good. It seems to work. It brings up 1 or 2 questions, because the figures that I'm seeing on the trace are really rather strange in terms of what it says on the dial, and yet I'm experiencing what it says on the dial, but the figures on the oscilloscope tell me something different. By this point, Keith's probably asleep, so we'd better go back to the studio. And just to point out that Keith can't be with us tonight because his wife's taken quite poorly bad in bed with both feet in one sock. She's not at all well, so Keith is doing the nursey bit with her, and I will pass on your good wishes to him. Thank you for sending those, everybody. I'm sure he'll appreciate it, as indeed do I. Hello. We have a question that's coming in from Steve, 37 UK. He says, on last night's show Dave said how many were vaping in the UK, but does he know how many are smoking in the UK? It has just been bugging me. Yes, I do. 22% of the population, 22% of the adult population smokes. That is roughly 18 million people. There you go. And with that, we shall go into some adverts, assuming I can find them. Ho, 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 ha, ha. Back in a bit. Well, ho, 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 ho. Welcome back, everybody. Again, just keeping an eye on chat as we go. I've lost it now. Yes, Vaping Daz is wondering how they come to that statistic where they collate their data from. It's basically on the duty that they get in, and they extrapolate it from there. Vaporman is asking if there is a show on Sunday night, or is this the last one of the year? No, there is a show on Sunday night. It is planned to occur. Dave Kitson should be here on Sunday night bringing you Dave's tackle box. Quite what will be there, we don't know, but whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be good. I'll be tuned in, and you should too, otherwise you'll be on the naughty list and not on the nice list. Yes. And now Jill CB is saying, can Dave tell us what shows are on over Christmas and New Year and when back to normal? We're back to normal on, is it the 4th, Chris?
No, we should be back to normal on the 3rd of January.
Which is a
Thursday.
Which is a Thursday. So the Haze Hour will be back on the 3rd of January at 9 o'clock as per usual with David Dawn, not me, Santa. No, it'll be with David Dawn and hopefully with Keith, assuming everything's okay. There may be bits of daftness happening between Christmas and New Year. At the moment we don't know, but effectively the last slated show that we have is Dave Kitson's show on Sunday, Dave's Tackle Box, on Sunday the 2 days before Christmas, 23rd, that would be. Yes, 23rd would be the last one before Christmas. Then we're going to take between Christmas and New Year off, unless there's any daftness comes up. Just keep tuned into the site every time you surf in the web and you'll find out. And then back to normal on Thursday the 3rd of January with the Haze Hour, which will be great. It'll be fun, it'll be marvellous. I might still be hungover, which is exactly the way it should be. Yeah, Zorpy wants to show, right, you just put the Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but my e-cig's delightful. With me Fogarty on the top, I'll never stop, never stop, never stop. There you go. Who was it wanted a musical?
Wanted a musical, not a travesty.
Ah, there's no need to be like that. Actually, I've got this, you know, this is teed it up just right. This Fogarty is doing amazingly well for two reasons. And I'm going to show you them both tonight. Let's start with the 13-year-old's favourite method of not getting his girlfriend pregnant. It's cling film. Thanks, Dave. Yes, here I am in the development studio. It's where I play. It's actually the same place that I do all of the shows from, which is fine too. Forgive the hair, bedhead, what can I tell you? If you use one of these, or even one of these, they've got one thing in common. They are Genesis style atomizers which have a metal deck. Let me try to show you, if I can, where the similarities come with all of these things and why a metal deck can be a problem and the solution to it. Let's start with the Cobra, and this is the Cobra. Now, as you can see, the negative terminal, and Lord knows there are plenty of them, the negative terminal has a direct connection with the deck. The deck itself is a negative terminal. It's carrying power. Let's get rid of that one. And let's bring in this one. This is the VH Genesis. It's got 1,000,003 other names, but exactly the same applies. The negative terminal is part of the deck. The deck carries power, whether it's to the coil or away from the coil. It really doesn't make any difference, but it carries power. And the same applies with the Fogarty and various others. However, as you'll have seen when I was talking with Chris Cat earlier on, her Ivy and indeed the Line have two terminals that don't connect with the deck. They are insulated from there. I kept on calling it insulted. And the same actually applies with something like the NGP, if I can show you that. And the NGPs have completely insulated terminals, as in there is no way that the wick can contact the negative, and this, I believe, is the issue. We're looking at a situation where in a metal decked Genesis, where the negative terminal, which is the one usually closest to the deck itself, isn't insulated from it, the deck itself becomes a conductor, and that can cause a problem. Now, the number of times we've shown, not just on here but all over the place, the number of places you can go and see how to make yourself a mesh wick, where you're heating it up and oxidizing it, everybody calls it, which might well be the case, I don't know. If you get that absolutely perfect and the mesh wick itself doesn't make any electrical contact with the deck, then it's going to work really well. But a number of people I've spoken to have told me that they see the ohmage, the resistance of their coil, which they know when they've burned it, as I've shown before, just without the mesh in, they know it's at 2.3 ohms. They put the mesh wick in and it drops to 1.4, and they're kind of wondering why. And the reason why is there is a short, and the shorts cause hotspots. It's that simple. No matter how good you are, no matter how careful you are, you stand a good chance of getting a short via the wick to the deck where the deck is not insulated. So how do you get around this? Back to close up you can. And the answer has been in that shot all the time. And it's cling film. That's all it is. That's it. Cling film. That's all you need. Now, there'll be people going, what the hell are you going to do with that? It's dead easy, and I'll show you on one I made earlier, because fingertip stuff on this is going to be pretty hard to see, but you may just be able to make out that there's a wrap of cling film around this wick, just there. And the way it works out is quite simple, in actual fact. Let me put my little bit of cling film there, and it doesn't need much. Get a pair of scissors. And what you need to do is measure the depth of your deck and cut yourself a strip of cling film accordingly. It needs to be slightly bigger than the depth of your deck. I've been running it around about 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch. Now this is why I decided to film this and not do it live, because it can be a pain in the butt to cut. The easiest way is probably to use a straight edge, a metal straight edge, and an X-Acto knife or something similar. Get it all held down well and properly and cut yourself your strips. But having done that, it doesn't need much, because it's just going to go around a wick. I'm going to pick a wick out here and try and do this at fingertips. You should know where your coil is going to start, and then very simply butt your cling film up to where your coil is going to start, and then just roll it as you would the wick. Try and keep your fingers out of the way, keep it relatively tight, and you only actually need enough. You don't need to do more than a couple of turns. All you're trying to do is insulate the wick from the deck, and if you do that, then you discover that your resistance doesn't go up and down like a fiddler's elbow. Now this one will work quite nicely. I'll just cut that little bit off, snip, fine it down, give it a good snugging up, and that will fit straight into, well, that one's actually built for a Fogarty. That'll go straight into a Fogarty, and it will insulate the wick from the deck, which is carrying current, because, well, it's cling film. It doesn't pass any electrical current. Now I'm sure there are people sitting around there going, what the hell did you pick cling film for? Well, I'll tell you for why. The thought occurred to me that I was cooking. I've got to be honest, I was cooking. I was baking a cake. I know, it sounds really manly. I blame all of these cookery shows on the telly. Anyway, I was baking a cake and I needed to use cling film on the cake, on the pan and what have you, to be able to sort this all out. And I thought, hang on a minute, that's going into an oven at about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll give you the recipe later. 400 degrees Fahrenheit would give us terribly burnt juice and be fairly close to producing acrolein, which we don't want. And we kind of don't get to those temperatures. Certainly the deck doesn't get to those temperatures. And so I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And I did. And I've been using it on both the Fogarty and on the Cobra since Sunday, when I came up with it. And I know Mark Jones has been using it as well. And we're both finding exactly the same. We get perfect isolation. So yes, it's when I was sitting down with Chris and filming the piece about the ivy, which you've already seen, that was when I realised why it was so easy to create coils in the dark, where you weren't really worried. The mesh wick did not have to be 100% covered with oxidation, because both of the terminals were insulated from the deck. And it's why I've found coiling the likes of the NGP, which is a totally plastic tank, and where there is just no way that the deck can carry any current. That's so easy, and I wasn't getting any hot spots, I wasn't getting any daftness. The NGPs were just working. And then it came to me, that was what the reason was. So give it a try. A little bit of cling film, that's all it takes. The cling film itself isn't going to cause any problems. So far in 4 days, I've had no issues whatever with meltage. It's been absolutely fine, and it's working absolutely perfectly. I'm getting no variation whatever in the resistance of the coil. I'm not pushing the wick up and down every 5 minutes, and I suspect Mark Jones will tell you the same, because I know he's been playing with it, and 1 or 2 others have that I've shared it with. So there you go, a little bit of cling film. That's all it takes. Back to the studio. And back to the studio we are. I'm just reading chat, and if you're tuning in for the first time and you've actually signed into chat and you're chatting in there, you have joined the best chat on the face of the planet, bar none. Am I wrong, Chris?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Brilliant chat. Brilliant chat. Now, the cling film does need to be good stuff. You do need to have a look at it and see whether it's alright to be used in an oven. If it's alright to be used in an oven, you're fine. But our chat being the best chat on the planet, I have seen that they're suggesting silicon grommets and silicon wrap. There's all kinds of stuff. I'd love people to get experimenting with this because it really, really does make a difference. Both the Fogarty and the Cobra, I've got them both done, as well as the, what the hell's that one called again, Chris? The great big thing that you like?
The Argotee.
The Argotee, that's the one. I've got them all done. All of my metal deck, that's D-E-C-K, not an I, D-E-C-K. I've got them all done with cling film. I've had no meltage and it's been tremendy-mouse. Excuse me, whilst I suck strongly on my Fogarty. The Fogarty and the Ivy, when they are both well coiled, stick 4.5 volts through them and your juice will be well boiled. I'm determined to make a musical out of this.
Absolutely.
Wrap your winks with... No, I'll try again. Wrap your wicks with cling film gently. Fa la 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 la, la 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 la. Suck on your juice in your Bentley. Fa la 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 la, la 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 la. It's your fault, Moonlit. You asked for it. You got it. Because we're good like that. I'm just trying to see what else is going on in there in chat. What else? Gary Woods just...
Can I interrupt?
You can?
Can I interrupt?
You can.
When you're on about the cling film,
yes,
there's another little thing that I've tried.
Mm-hmm.
You know those absolutely useless pipettes you keep getting?
Mm-hmm.
The plastic ones?
Mm-hmm.
Just cut off the end and use that. I've used it as a grommet as well. You can get exactly the right size because it tapers.
Right.
Just a little tip.
A grommet. Nice.
I made my own grommet. Isn't that good?
Does Wallace know?
I didn't dare tell him.
Well, Tubes has just put in, it's the moisture from the vapour that stops this happening. Yes. It does work. It works very well. It does work very well. Seriously, I'm not seeing any problems whatever with the cling film method. You must, however, be sure you don't have any coils over any cling film. It can't be there. It needs to stop just at the top of your deck. Deck, D-E-C-K. I know Jeff Benyon's going to be saying something.
And the same applies with the little plastic bit off the end of your pipette.
Yes. Whatever it is, don't let it touch the coils. But that silicon stuff, that would be brilliant. And I've been trying to find some in the right, even heat shrink. There is a high temperature heat shrink available. And if I can get some of that, I'm going to be giving that a try as well. It'll be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. On which note, we will take the second set of adverts. If I can find them. I've found them. And when we come back, there could be all kinds happening. Who knows? It's Christmas! iVapour and iVapour Elixir, based in Yorkshire, for your e-cig needs. That's iVapour.co.uk and iVapour-elixir.co.uk. iVapour and iVapour-elixir.co.uk are proud sponsors of VapourTrails.tv. Oh dear. I've forgotten that one now, Chris. Oh yes. Oh lava tube, how wayward is your voltage. Oh, I'm trying to get everybody in the Christmas spirit, and I hope you're all having a wonderful time, and I hope that my counterpart from Lapland brings you everything that you could possibly want this festive season. Or for Hanukkah, Joyeux Noël, Feliz Navidad, and various other such phrases. It'll all be good. It'll all be good. It'll all be brilliant. If anybody else comes up with any vaping Christmas carols, or Christmas carolines, or Christmas Karens, yeah, go for it. Why not? Why not indeed? One of the pieces that we played a little bit earlier on, actually not too far long ago, it raised a lot of giggles and a lot of eyebrows, and there's a lot of new people in tonight, so I thought we'd have a blast at this one. It's quite festive, and actually you've still got time, if you want one, to get one ordered. Have a look. Well, hello. Following that virtuosic piece of musical playing, alright, it's smule on the iPad, here to talk about this here thing here, which is an electronic cigar. It claims 800 puffs. I've not yet been able to fully evaluate that because it's nowhere near finished, but I've been dragging on it quite a lot over the last week since we first mooted it on the Haze Hour. Now, the reason I'm doing this pre-record is that my interwebs are acting up. This may or may not go out tonight because today it is Thursday, the 6th of December. But last night my interwebs decided that that's it, we've had enough. If you'd been watching VT Talk, you would have seen that, I don't know, 2/3 of the way through, we lost Kev from Vapor's Place and VP Live. We couldn't get his video in, there was only audio, and I think that was probably because my download speed had dropped from a very, very nice 66.6 megabits per second down to 21 kilobits, which isn't very fast at all. There is a problem and it needs sorting and it's ongoing, so I'm kind of hoping that we'll have the bandwidth to be able to bring you this tonight. Otherwise, it will be going into next week's show. But back to the cigar. I have to admit, I did have a bit of an air on a G-string moment. Pick this thing up and it feels so lifelike in the mouth. You can see just by looking at it that it absolutely does look the part, and it actually feels as though it has a tobacco wrapper on it. It's just a shame it's not a sweet wrapper such as you would get on a King Ted, but it has that the whole feel of a cigar, and it actually looks quite convincing too, I think. It produces very, very nicely. It's 26 milligram strength juice that's in this. It tastes very much like a cigar. Not a a strong one. It's not not a Panatella, not a Churchill, but it's kind of got that a kind of a King Teddish feel about the whole thing. It definitely tastes like a cigar, and if you are into cigars, I think you would probably enjoy this. Definitely one for Christmas Day in my little book. And I think I'll be preserving whatever life this has left until Christmas Day, or perhaps at some point next week when I become a granddad. Price wise, 7 or 8 quid I think. Have a look on ivapor-elixir.co.uk, which is where this one came from. I'll try and put the web page up, but at the moment there's no guarantee I can do that. So it's kind of a web-free zone at the minute. But yes, ivapor-elixir.co.uk. They're available in other places as well. 800 puffs apparently, which I can't say yay or nay. It's an interesting technology. It certainly looks the part, feels the part, tastes the part. Yes, it works. It's nice. If you like a cigar, this is a nice, handy little one. And I know for a certain fact it's top pocketable because I had to frisk Keith before he went out of the studio last week. And with that, yes, the cigar also available at e-cigs.co.uk, and if you hurry up and get there before midnight tonight, they might even get posted out tomorrow, and you could even potentially have them by Monday. But never mind, give it a try. You never know your luck. And I believe, is Moonlit going? He's going. Good night, Moonlit. He never normally goes before the end of the show, but tonight he is. I'm not going to play any more video in. Enough of that. I'm going to sit and say we have oh, hang on. It's got to go. I'm sorry. It's just too damned hot. And I can't see what I'm doing. I hope that hasn't spoiled the magic for you. I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody that's been watching Vapor Trails throughout the last 12 months. This year, 2012, just in case the solar flare does actually hit us tomorrow. I wanted to thank our live audience for coming in and watching us live and being as good as they are. I find you extremely helpful. On VT Talk, we wouldn't have a show if you weren't there. Thank you so much for joining us on there. I really, really appreciate it. And in terms of the support that everybody gives us by watching on video on demand, by watching the podcasts, all of that kind of stuff, I'm ever so grateful for that. The whole team is. We all love it, don't we, Chris?
We absolutely do, yeah. They're brilliant.
We've got an amazing audience, and we'd love to see it grow with yet more amazing people. And my feeling is, the bigger we make it, the better it'll be, as the actress said to the bishop. I'd been such a good boy as well. Well, nearly. Nearly. We've got roughly 10 minutes left before I've got to start to play the credits. Yeah, no, never mind. Oh God, Zorpy. Zorpy's just said I just need the cigar. He's probably right. Hang on. Oh, that's better.
Please don't. Please
no,
don't.
I wouldn't. Actually, I've just realised I could put this on and take it to the side and go, EU commissioners, I hereby condemn you to be taken from this place to a place of execution and there hanged by the neck until you are dead. But I won't.
Can I have me wig back at the end of the show?
You what?
Can I have me wig back at the end of the show?
Why, you sitting bald tonight, like?
I'm sitting here bald.
I'm here to tell you, I have been as hot as the hobs tonight, sweating like a good one. But never mind, never mind, never mind. Where was I? Yes, the thank yous. There are loads of them. I want to thank Dougie for giving us a hand with the website and sorting stuff out. And Dougie, we want to see you back in the fold as soon as you can. That'll be brilliant. I say thank you to Bob for doing the Beginner's Basics series that he did. It's gone down very well, and it's helped a lot of people. Thank you to Daz, the Ginger Whinger, as he's known in certain parts of Tyne and Wear. He's been a source of much amusement, and he's kept my spirits up really well throughout the year. And I understand that an Apple implant is about to find its way into the back of his neck. He's being absorbed by the Borg, that is Apple. I would never be. You'd never see me using Apple products. Not a hope. Not a hope. Thank you also to Sav, who has supported me in VT Talk in ways that she has no clue. She's kept me sane, as has Kat, the pair of them, between them, during VT Talk and during an awful lot of other stuff, have kept me sane when I've been ready to tear what little hair I've got left out. I'm going to start getting sloppy now if I'm not careful, so maybe I better stop doing that, Chris. Is there anything you want to say to our wonderful audience?
Only that how much we do appreciate them and the input they give, because there are times that they put forward questions that we certainly hadn't even thought of, and that's really good. They make the variety of the show that we put out, and if we don't deal with that question this week, you can bet your life we'll deal with it next week, and that has been really, really helpful. And the other thing is, clean out the blummin' corner, will you? You've got a right mess in there.
Oh, yes, every night I go around and have a look at the corner after the show, and honestly, I mean, there's sweetie wrappers, there's bits of popcorn, there's old cartos. I've found all sorts. I want to know who left the condom there. If you're going to do that, tie a knot in it, will you? Honestly. You can't get the stuff these days, can you?
You cannot, like.
It's shocking. Absolutely shocking. I've got to say, it's an absolute blast doing both VT Talk and the Haze Hour for you. I thoroughly enjoy every last minute of doing it. I'm only sorry that Keith couldn't make it tonight. It's not of his choice and not of his making, but he will be back with us in the new year. And there will be another, I think, member of the team joining me for various different programmes during the course of next year. Look forward to that one. What have we got coming up in the new year? We've got all sorts happening. There's a revamp happening on one or two of the shows. You'll see some new styling. I'm hoping to rebuild the studio here, so again you'll see new styling and new technology coming together. At the moment we now have a 1080p live broadcast available on certain shows. It's taken us ages to get there, but we now have the technology to do it for certain shows, not for all shows. But we're doing our best to bring you 1080p HD in video on demand as well. It's just unfortunate that for some of us the upload size is so large that it takes so long that it's difficult to do. But we do manage to get 720p there for you, which, considering where we started, Chris, at 240p was the highest we could manage.
The hamsters were knackered after an hour.
Absolutely, it was ridiculous. Can I just say thank you to everybody new that's come along and joined us tonight. I've seen so many names in chat that I do not recognise. That's absolutely amazing. Thanks for joining us, and I hope we'll see you again. I also want to say a big thank you to all the forums for not kicking off the spam I post on there when we're shoving the videos and the programmes on. It's all good stuff. And I'm not going to witter on forevermore. I'm going to close the programme down just a little bit early. It's been a big day. It's been a big week. A big week for me. 7 days ago today I became a granddad. Today was my wife's retirement due. She retires from her post as a head teacher. We've had the FDA, we've had the EU, we've had all kinds of things going on over the last couple of months. It's been really, really busy. but rest assured we'll bring you the news, both good and bad, as soon as we possibly can. If anything hits and you need to know, we'll tell you. We'll try to be first, we can't promise always to be, but we'll always give you the analysis, and we'll always tell you it like it is. So from me and from Chris and from Sav and from who else, from all of the team, from everybody, if I don't see you before the big day, have a very, very, very Merry Christmas, and I hope Santa brings you everything you could wish yourselves. And if I don't see you before, again, the next big day, have a remarkably pleasant new year. And again, I hope that 2013 brings us everything that we would like to see for each and every one of us. So from me, David Dawn, here on the Haze Hour, with Kat by my side, in voice only, unfortunately, we couldn't get the shots together. But yes, until I see you next time, have a brilliant festive season, no matter what your beliefs and what your tenets. And I will see you in the new year, bright and breezy. Looking forward to it then. Take care, be good to one another. If there's any snow comes out, go sledging, enjoy yourselves. I'll see you next year. From all of us here, cheery bye.